Women will be eating at soup kitchens the way things are going. The cost of groceries, food in general, is absolutely insane right now. We know that women are struggling financially in this extremely high inflationary time, while the average man can live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road. When I hear that there's some guy in my comments saying, I make $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, and I'm struggling just to get by. I can't survive on that, and I'm a single man. That's obviously a dude who is not spending his money wisely and is still trying to chase down, this type of luxury living. I understand that, $100,000 today in many ways is $50,000 4 years ago. But let's make this very, very clear. If you're making 100K and you cannot survive, then you need to be downsizing. If you're making 100K, you're living paycheck to paycheck in a house that you cannot afford, you need to get out of that house while you can still get out of that house. Okay? If you cannot afford an apartment, you need to get a van and live in the van. All right? Don't wait until you have no money, until you are flat broke, to then say, okay, well, I did everything I could and my country betrayed me. Bro, you were making $100,000 a year and you did not want to suffer. I'm suffering right now, man. I can't afford anything. Don't buy video games. I don't buy anything. Why are you picking on me for? Bro, you cannot afford your lifestyle. Okay? You need to get rid of these things. Get rid of the house or the apartment or whatever and downsize, like really, really downsize, live far below your means. And a lot of dudes don't want to do this. When it comes to modern women, though, a lot women are living off men right now. They're living off the simp economy. They are going on dates just to eat, and men are waking up to this. This is the reason why all of these videos are blowing up on TikTok. They're blowing up on YouTube of dudes saying, "Yeah, we're not going to feed you." And what the woman does is she turns the camera on and she starts harassing the guy and saying that, like, "Oh, I'm going to put you on social media and shame you and destroy your life because you won't pay for my meal." Guys, they can't even afford groceries anymore. Modern women cannot even afford groceries anymore because the cost is so high right now.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick. I just like looked through my Walmart history and I found this Walmart order from 2 years ago for the whole month worth of groceries. 45 items cost $126. A whole month of groceries just for me, basically. But I did notice this reorder all button, and I wanted to see how much it would cost now. Now, this order of 45 items for 1 month would have cost $414. That is 4 times more. How the fuck? How? Like, what?
Guys, this is women can't afford it. You think I'm playing around? Oh, let's jump into this Stitch video.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
Okay, so I had to see if this was true because I've been doing grocery orders for as far back as I think 2019 since I was pregnant with my son. But the farthest back I went on my Fred Meyer app just to see was a year ago in March 2023, and let me show you. I don't know why my voice cut out, but here I'm showing you that I picked this up March 13th. This was 2023, and the total was $193.72. And then if you look down, there's an add all to cart button. So I press that and look, $321 for the same stuff. And do you see how it says you have items up there that are no longer available? There were 9 items that were no longer available. And it was like a bunch of snacks too. So more of the expensive stuff. It was like a box of chips that's worth $20 and things like that. So 9 items out of that original order not there, and it's still $321. This is why we cannot afford groceries.
Guys, they can't afford it. They cannot they cannot afford it right now. All right? Women in Western society, they don't have money like that. Okay? A lot of y'all are like, they'll be okay. They won't. They won't. They are living off the simp economy right now. If a man does not buy them a meal, they do not eat. That's what's really going on out there right now. That's what's really going on right now. All right, people don't want to acknowledge it, but it's the truth. Women are on that struggle bus right now. They are 100% on the struggle bus, and they are living off the simp economy. They are living off men because the government is not able to supplement their living for them anymore.
Video is crazy. Watch it, then leave your thoughts in the comment section.
All right, so let me get this straight. You invited me out to come to eat. And that was not even my idea. That was your idea, right?
Okay, and the problem is?
And I'm offering to pay half, but you want me to pay the whole thing?
I'm the woman. I shouldn't have to pay anything. Yeah, I invited you out because I wanted to go out. That doesn't mean I have to pay.
No, this was your idea. Actually, I don't even have to be a gentleman to pay half of it.
Because you're going to pay it all.
But this was your idea to come out. You're the one that invited me out.
And you're the man, so you have to pay the bill.
Says who?
Says me. What do you mean?
In what book is that written in?
It doesn't have to be written. That's just a rule.
This is my card right here. I'm trying to tell you, I'm going to pay half of the bill. How much is it? Hold on.
You pay the whole bill or you sleep on the
300 and
You pay the whole bill or you sleep on.
Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and share.
Guys, look at this nonsense. Look at this. Men, like women, are taking advantage of men. They think that they can use men however they want to. She knew exactly what she was doing. All right, she knew exactly what she was doing. She invited this man out under the pretense that she was going to run up a bill, eat well, and then have him pay for it. And then if he said anything, she would just shame him right then and there, or bully him. Because men are afraid to stand up to women today because women have the state at their disposal to basically destroy the life of a man instantly. This is the reason why you have these dudes, the MGTOWs, the men going their own way, who are now trying to live separately. They don't want to have any type of relationships at all. All right. These guys are like trying to run off into MGTOWs and live separately. Okay. These are guys who have no interest in ever having a relationship ever again. Okay. They're walking away from the state. They are running away from the state, from relationships, everything. Men walking away are men who can return and, they go overseas and find girlfriends. The MGTOWs, they've slammed that door closed. Like, they want to be separate. And women are doing this because women are chasing men out of society rapidly, and they don't care whatsoever. They think they can keep on doing this forever. All right. And, a lot of these girls are going onto these platforms like OnlyFools and LonelyFans, and you think there's a future waiting for them on these platforms. And then they go on there and they destroy their mental health on there because they're like, oh, the simps love me. And then after a while, it just starts to fall apart. And then once they can't work, once they, fall off on that platform, they can't return. They cannot return to the real world because they're accustomed to a certain standard of living. So making $20 an hour is a no for them. All right. They're not going to go do Uber Eats. So what are they going to do? Because, they can never return to the office. Not like they were really built for that in the first place. So what are they going to do? They're going to go to the streets. And they're going to go make their money on the streets. Okay. A lot of these girls on the streets, they can make $3,000 in a single day off these simps. Inflation is not a joke. Inflation is no joke. These girls are asking for $500 for 15 minutes. All right. It's no joke out in the streets. These girls will go out into the streets and try to make their money on the streets because they can't make it on OnlyFools anymore. It's an absolute disgrace. I've said it. OnlyFools leads to the streets, and the streets leads to OnlyFools. All right. Just like, the church leads to the streets lead to the church, and the church leads to the streets. So stay out of the church and stay off the streets. It's a vicious cycle. It's an absolutely vicious cycle, and men need to wake the hell up. But more and more men are seeing this. These are the same women who had a international debate that they would rather run into a bear in the woods than a man, because at least the bear wouldn't talk their ears off and would just take care of its business real quick, and they would be good after that. Like, they wouldn't be here anymore, so that's fine. Versus having to talk to a man who might give them a lifetime of trauma. Like, bro, they are so far gone. They are so delusional. Like, they do not like us. They do not want us. All right. But when they see us, they want to just extract wealth and resources from us as quickly as possible and then scurry off to the next one. Is absolutely a disgraceful thing that they're engaging in right now.
Upset because you asked me on a date and you're asking me to split the bill with you. It's a respect thing.
I just don't know you that well.
Okay, I don't know you that well, so that's completely fair, but I still agreed to go on a date with you to IHOP, and you're asking me to split the bill, and I don't think that's, respectful.
I would pay for you at a nice restaurant as well. Just, it's principle.
Okay, well, it's a respect thing for me, and on top of being disrespectful, I feel like you just sat here and played a thoughts game up literally the entire time after asking me to go on a date for the last 3 weeks.
It's called Jackpot World, and I am practicing for a tournament coming up. I told you that.
Okay, how does the slots game app on your phone help you practice for a tournament in Vegas.
It has every type of slot you would not understand.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't understand because I'm not doing that during a date. I don't want to go back and forth about this game thing, like, this whole time. I'm just saying that I would really appreciate it if you took care of the bill because you asked me out, but if you can't, that's fine.
It is 2024 and I don't know you that well. If I knew you were the type of girl to let me hit on the first date, like, maybe.
Why would you say something to me like that? Seriously. I took time out of my day to come see you. This is beyond disrespectful. Honestly, I'm getting so angry right now. I would like if you just left. I will take care of it. I really don't want to hear from you.
You'll take care of it?
Yes.
I mean, I might actually let you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, guys.
Okay.
See, guys, she did not. And guys, this is what they're doing. They're setting up the camera so they can shame men and put this on social media. That's what they're doing. Guys, the actual bill, if you notice, he asked me on a date to IHOP and expects me to split the bill, $27. So it's a $27 bill, evidently. Split that in half. That's about $14 a piece. That's about $14 a piece. And she could not handle $14. All right? That's how bad things are with women right now. They don't have any money. They don't have any money, and they're going out trying to find men to rip men off, to have men pay to supplement their living. And men are waking up and realizing, oh, so this is her game. This is what she's trying to do. This is how she's trying to take advantage of me. Okay, I'm on to you, chica. Yo entiendo. No más. No more. No more. All right? Men are waking up. Okay? And they're saying, escucha. No quiero esta. They don't want this. They don't want this. All right? Listo. They are finished. They are finished with this garbage. Basura. Okay? Guys, nothing lasts forever, and women they have created this situation for themselves through their own evil ways and wicked behavior in society. And they're trying to gaslight men like, oh my gosh, what? You think that we're just trying to take advantage of you and use you for food? You ruined the surprise. You ruined the surprise. It turns out that we actually liked you. In fact, we may have even loved you. But because of your behavior, you just ruined it. You absolutely just ruined it. Okay? We wanted something genuine with you. We really, really did. Now, and look at what you did. You had no faith. You had no faith, and now it's gone. The love is gone. It's all over. We could have had something wonderful. It could have been a story for the ages. Bro, come on.
Has been dogging Gen Z, calling them lazy for not wanting to work a 9-to-5 for the rest of their lives.
Sounds familiar, except we weren't lazy. We were slackers.
Let me put it in perspective for everybody who's a little confused.
Is she talking to us? Because, I mean, we're not really confused. Except for those random moments when we're kind of standing in the kitchen and not sure why we're there.
I work 5 days out of the week, 40 hours a week.
Okay. What? You want a cookie?
I do not make enough to live on my own.
Here's the problem. Why do you expect you would be?
20 years ago, when you were getting started, you could live on your own.
When I was getting started, I had 4 roommates, one of which had to live in the basement because we weren't allowed that many of us on the lease. And it was in a less than desirable neighborhood. But we did what we had to do because living at home wasn't an option.
You were able to do everything that I'm now struggling to do.
All right, I don't know what you Googled, what you're watching on YouTube, what Netflix show you got your information from, but you couldn't be more wrong. Stick to your story because you clearly don't know ours. Wasn't any easier for us. It is what it is. Wish you luck. Stick to what you know. You clearly don't know what you don't know.
Guys, these people, they really need to be very, very careful. They really need to be very, very careful because they're out here running their mouths. And then these same people, young ladies that are running their mouths, they're out there in the streets. They're out there in the streets. Like, there was a video from one of these girls crying her eyes out, and then she has another video saying that she doesn't know why she keeps going for Chad and Tyrone instead of the guy that works in IT. Instead of Bill from IT, she keeps running out there with Chad, Tyrone, Ray, Pookie, Enrique, Miguel, Quan, and of course Little Poncho. Little Poncho, when he's not around, his brother Sancho. She doesn't know why her brain works this way. Okay? No, I know exactly why. Because basically they love a dopamine rush. They love being with these bad dudes that have nothing to offer. Okay? It's the streets. It's the streets. The streets are calling out. All right? I've said it plenty of times. You can take the girl out of the streets, but you cannot take the streets out of the girl. Okay? It calls out to them. There are videos on YouTube where there are homeless women in the streets, and the interviewer will ask the woman, how did you end up on the streets? And she will say, it's like the streets were calling out to me. I'm out here by choice. It's like the streets were calling out to me. It's like I like being out here, homeless on the streets, y'all.
Mental health since I've started this has just slowly been on such a decline. I feel a little bit dead inside. I feel completely desensitized. Not to sound funny, but I really don't feel any type of desire or attraction to men in general anymore. Just know that if you are a person who's ever been interested in doing this, there really are so many downsides. At this point, and I'm willing to admit this now, there's no amount of money that you can give me right now to make me feel giving myself away in certain aspects, even if they're just a few photos or whatever online. It almost isn't worth it anymore. And while I did have such a strong start and it was so much fun in the beginning, after getting burnt out, I started to just feel really differently about the types of messages that I was getting. Seriously, if I had any type of ability to share the things that people have said, just how disgusting they are. And also, when I get curious and nosy sometimes, I'll go look at their profile and they have a whole girlfriend or a whole wife. And sometimes, even disgustingly enough, they have kids. It makes me feel so conflicted with doing this. When I really sit down to think about what the purpose of all this is, it's really just to visually please a bunch of men. I've been sort of exploring the idea of maybe just having my content be focused on, things that I'm actually interested in, which ultimately is not pleasing men in any way, shape, or form. Y'all can keep your money at this point.
My content? So I don't know what she's really thinking. The people on her OnlyFools page, she quit. After 1 year, the people on her OnlyFools page are all men who are there because they're looking for a specific kind of content. And now she's thinking about changing the kind of content that's there, and it won't be for pleasing men, but she's going to still rely on these same men to pay her bills. And she thinks that these men are not going to cancel on her if she's not giving them the kind of content that they want. It's like she doesn't seem to comprehend where she is, what OnlyFools is. All right, she chose to go on OnlyFools, on OnlyFans, and she messed around, found out, and now she's crying, claiming to be a victim, a powerful victim, while men are pathetic villains. And that's the reality, and she needs sympathy. You've got to be kidding me. And then you know where women like this end up? They end up in the tradcon movement, looking for a good husband, because Jesus washed it all away. All right, he washed everything they did away, so that person isn't there anymore. They're washed by the blood of Jesus. And now, so it's not Riley anymore. It's Ashley, because Riley, that person is gone. They're buried. That wicked Jezebel spirit is not there, and now it's Ashley. And because they've been washed by the blood of Jesus, and God has restored everything, including their chastity. And you cannot say anything to them, because he without sin, let them throw the first stone. Guys, this is the total BS that they're on, and the pastor is there, and these other idiots like Matt Walsh are out there. Okay, we're gonna find you the right man. We're gonna find you a godly man, because that's what God wants for you, because you are a perfect example of what God can do, because he is the Redeemer. He is the greatest Redeemer. He can take anyone and rebuild them and make something new out of them, and they will be an example for the rest of the world to see the power of God. Jesus. Guys, a 304 will always be a 304. Okay? Do not trust them. Do not trust them. They chose this life. Okay? They chose this life. It was a choice that they made. All right? They are out there by choice. Like I said, OnlyFools leads to the streets, and the streets lead to OnlyFools, or it's a vicious, and it's a very vicious cycle. All right, OnlyFools leads to the streets, and the streets leads to OnlyFools. Just like the streets lead to the church, and the church leads to the streets. So stay out of the church and stay off the streets. You have to wake up, guys. Don't be fools to this thing. Don't be naive. And again, guys, don't forget to check out my newsletter. It's free, where I share my personal thoughts and insights. It's linked in the description of this video, and and I release it weekly, so go and check that out. It is lit. And also don't forget to, sign up for the Angry Guy community. We drop exclusive content on there, videos, guides. It's awesome. You can visit it by going to angrygalaxy.com. We finally have our own locals community, so go hop on there, check that out, join up, and get on. Yeah, I mean, guys, women brought this reality for themselves. They were like, okay, we're going to live this life. We're going to do this. Guys, they can't eat. They don't have any money. They don't have money for these bills. They can't afford these expensive. They cannot afford anything right now, okay? They are living off men 100%. They're living off simps, and they think that they're so smart. They think that they're smarter than everyone, and they can keep on doing this, using guys to pay their bills, and no one's ever going to call them out. It's a joke. It's an absolute and utter joke. All right. Men are done with it. Men are not for it anymore. Men are absolutely not for it. Only the simps, because these women don't actually like you. They're just taking advantage of you and using you for your money. Okay, they're like, oh, look, a man. Let me see what I can get out of him. Let's see what I can use him for. I've said it plenty of times. They don't like you. They don't love you. They don't even want to have. They don't even want to be around you. They just want your money. The men that they love are little Pancho. All right, they love this guy, and his brother Sancho. Like Mario and Luigi. They're plumbers. They lay pipe. These are the men that they love. These are the men that they think about at night, that make their hearts beat. Guys, women will be eating at soup kitchens. Let me know if you agree with this. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walk you away, and cheers.